This is the Prophecy Project. Understanding the times, the nations in military conflicts, with Bible teacher and author Alan Bonk.
Welcome to session number 10 of the Prophecy Project. Last session, I covered the connection of American symbolism to the Masonic Lodge, and through the Lodge's own publications directly to Babel. I need to make it clear that the year 4000 BC that shows up does not need to be the actual year that Babel was founded, although many archaeologists place the early city-states around that time, but rather that the Masons who were involved in placing the symbols and dates into American symbolism believed that it was, or that the 4000 BC is at least commemorative of that event. We also learned that the Lodge is a temple of religion, and that the religion came from Kabbalistic magic system, the old Babylonian and Hebrew scriptures, as interpreted by the Babylonians. And while they used the Bible as one of several great lights or sources of spiritual revelation, the Bible is redefined and the meanings altered. They call it a second Bible. I believe that it is this religious connection that motivated the use of the symbols that we see. They have an affinity, the Masons, for the old gods and goddesses of antiquity, and they show up. It should be noted that the Jewish Kabbalah has little in common with Orthodox Judaism that we see today, or little in common with the Levitical system of the Old Testament. Kabbalah is different. Now, I want to present a harmonized study, a summary of the descriptions for the daughter of Babylon, this one that will be in the end times, and I want to compare and ask the question, does America fit the description? Item 1. Babylon existed at the time Israel, the daughter of Zion, was reestablished in 1948. This is found in Isaiah 14:1, Jeremiah 50, 4 through 7, Jeremiah 51, 19 and 20, Ezekiel 17, 22 through 24. And I believe the answer is yes. America existed at that time very clearly. Item 2. Babylon's national symbol is an eagle. Ezekiel 17:7. Yes, I believe America's symbol is an eagle. It's not only just an eagle, it's a great eagle with great wings and big and long-winged, just like the scriptures say. Item 3. Babylon is the greatest economic nation in the world. Revelation 18:11 and 17. Yes, America's economy is by far the greatest in the world, as large as all the nations of Europe put together. The European Union, one nation, Babylon, is bigger, or as big. Item 4. Babylon is the largest consumer nation in the world. Revelation 18:11. Yes, I believe that America does have a trade deficit and is importing the world's goods. If America's market were suddenly gone from the world, the merchants of the world would howl. Item 5. Babylon is the most powerful military nation in the world. Jeremiah 50:23. Yes, America is clearly the strongest nation in the world and even desires to put her defenses in the heavens. Remember SDI, the Star Wars, wanting to put the defenses in the heavens? She wants to do that, just like the scriptures. Verse 6. Item 6. Babylon is a nation of mingled peoples from many nations woven together. Jeremiah 50:37. And I say, yes. America has the title, the melting pot of the world. When you put things into a melting pot, when the heat comes, they melt, they become one. So all of these people, they become one. They're woven together into one. No one, no nation in the world today fits this description better than America. Item number 7. Babylon was a golden cup in the Lord's hand, a nation used to bless the rest of the world. Jeremiah 51, verse 7. Isaiah 17:1. And I say, yes, America fits this. America shares her blessings at an incredible rate, billions per year. But more than that, she has shared the gospel with the nations, which, of course, is the more important than the money. Item 8. Babylon becomes perverted. She trusts in her own wisdom and her own knowledge. Revelation 18:2, Isaiah 47, 1 through 10, Jeremiah 51:7. And the answer is, I believe, yes. Perversion is a process, and I fear that modern America has little use for God's scriptures or God's teachings. Modern Americans rely on science, psychology, and secular experts to plot the course forward, and it's beginning to show. Item 9. Babylon becomes a land given to idolatry. Jeremiah 50:38, 51:17, 18, 47, and 52. Yes, just watch secular television and note who is honored and who isn't honored. America is able to build amazing things with their hands, and their accomplishments are fantastic, but they're beginning to exalt themselves and see those things as more important than a relationship with a living God. Item 11. Item 10. Babylon is a nation where the Jewish people have immigrated to and where they are allowed to prosper without legal restraints and limitations. Ezekiel 17, verse 8. Yes, America has a strong and prosperous Jewish population. It is estimated that over 4.5 million Jews live in America. 500,000 live in France, and 200,000 are in Russia. It gives you an idea where the Jews of the world live. Over 200,000 have chosen to immigrate back to Israel from America alone. And they've chosen to leave the most prosperous and free nation in the world. If America's economy should wither, the numbers could grow quickly. Item 11. Babylon becomes full of the occult, witchcraft, and sorcery. Revelation 18:23, Isaiah 47, 9, 12, and 13. Yes. A look at the movies, the videos, the TV shows. There's an incredible increase in the occult. Esoteric orders and the doctrines are all the rage in America at this time. And there seems to be very little negative opinions about the pagan alternatives that they are presenting to Orthodox Christianity or Orthodox religions, Judaism. Verse 12, item 12. Babylon is the hindermost of the nations, last in time. Jeremiah 50:12. Yes, I believe she is. Her symbols, shown right on the front of the Capitol, are called the progression or the progress of civilization, and at the center of that is the woman America. She is, in fact, the latest of the great kingdoms or the great nations of the world. Item 13. Babylon is proud. Considers herself a queen. Isaiah 47:1, Revelation 18:7. I believe that a case can be made for America's arrogance. It can probably, though, be best made by the nations of the world who see America from a different point of view, but they seem to indicate that they think we are arrogant. Item 14. Babylon is called the Lady of Kingdoms. Isaiah 47, 5 and 7. Yes, I believe so. As shown by the symbolism of her capital that we have spent a week or two going through, she considers herself to be a lady above the nations. She is sitting on top of the Capitol dome, standing on a globe which represents vigilance over the rest of the world. Now, I've looked at all the eagles of our time, all the militaries of our time, all the economies of our time, and I've tried to reconcile them to the descriptions of Babylon, and I've not found anyone remotely to match, except America, who seems to match everything like a glove. Surely, God wrote the descriptions of end-time Babylon knowing who it is, that it is in fact America. I think it's clear that God is horribly disappointed with the spiritual condition of America, to the point that he calls her spiritual Babylon. She is no longer tender and delicate. Her passports may still say USA, but God says she is Babylon in virtually every other way. She has been so blessed, but now she has turned away from God's ways. I can't change America. I'm just one person. But I can choose as an individual to honor God and with my thoughts and my actions, and to reject the sins of the people that we see around that are doing so many different things, and in effect, come out of her. I encourage you to do the same and to not participate in her sins. And through repentance and humility, enter into the covenant that the God of the Bible has provided through his chosen sacrifice, Jesus Christ, for the forgiveness of sin and the redemption of your spirit. Be among those who are seen in heaven, rejoicing with God when God does these things. Now, before we change gears and start studying my second book, The Assyrian, I want to talk about some of the things which are in The Daughter of Babylon, this book that we've been studying, which won't be studied in detail in this video or these videos. Chapter 2 of The Daughter of Babylon's book is called Babylon, the Mother of the Occult, or the Occultism. In this chapter, I list and explain Babylonian doctrines that I have seen or have come to us today, and we see them around. I hope to alert the reader, and in this case you, the viewer, as to the source of these beliefs. Some terms and beliefs are put forth today as the latest truths. As the founder of a research institute years ago, I found that virtually no religious spiritual doctrine is new, only new to us, or repackaged for people of today. The first doctrine, or the first item, is monism. This is the belief that all is one. The entire universe is one unit. Everything is wrapped up in one. That the barriers that appear to be in this world when we see different things are not real, or at least are not real at some level of reality. This leads to people becoming one with the universe. You've heard the term. Or I am you, and you are me. We're one. There is no difference. We're actually connected. This is how some even explain mind reading, is by monism, that everything is one. Another doctrine is pantheism. This means all is God. Before we said all is one. Pantheism is an extension of monism. If you believe in God and believe in monism, that everything is one, then God would have to be a part of the all. In fact, all creation would be God. So if you worship God, you are worshiping creation. And you can see that in doctrines today. The Bible says God, the God of the Bible, existed before the universe and creation, and that he exists outside the universe. That the universe is something he made. It's his handiwork. But he himself is outside. Now, I used to use an example that you have a beautiful guitar that is wonderfully made, wonderfully sculpted, and you look at the guitar and you just say, how talented must have been the maker, the Luther, for this guitar. And you say, yes, but just because the guitar is beautiful and well done doesn't mean that the guitar maker himself is a guitar. The world is most beautifully done and sculpted, but it doesn't mean that it is God any more than the guitar is a guitar maker. The God of the Bible is Kadosh. Kadosh means separate, sanctified, and also holy. When we say that he is a holy God, what we're saying is that he is separate from his creation, that he created his creation and he stands back and he gives it laws and the ways to operate and the ways to move. But he is separate from his creation. Another doctrine would be evolution. I call it the occult hope of glory. Of course, Christians have a hope of glory too, and that is being here and hearing God's call on that day. But this is the occult's hope of glory. No, not Darwin's brainchild, but rather a mechanism by which the occultist becomes ascended. Without it, they are stuck in their current level of development. Their goal is to rise to godhood, to realize within the divinity. Within the occult, there are several levels of evolution. There's universal evolution, which means the whole universe is evolving, of course, and that would make God evolve. Planetary evolution, which means that our solar system has an evolution all its own. And then, of course, your personal evolution. And you can, in fact, stunt that. And by you stunting that, if you don't believe that you're evolving, you somehow affect the planetary and the universal, and you're getting in the way of what's going to happen. They don't like it. If you believe in pantheism, then the Bible teaches that God does not change. God is not the all. Malachi 3:6, I am the Lord, and I change not. The astral realm. The astral, or the realm of the imagination. The occult believes that all reality comes from the imagination, and that through the imagination we can enter into another realm, another reality, that it is actually a counterpart to the physical world that you and I live in, and it's right here, right now. Now, in the Christianity, we call that the spirit. They call it the astral realm. The occultists believe that the manifest world that we live in and we see here physically was first created in the astral world, that there is a direct duplicate of everything there, and that they have developed techniques for manipulating the astral world with the hopes of changing the physical world in which we live. These techniques are called the craft, or more directly, witchcraft. I need to stop here. I want to close this session at this point. But next session, I want to move into the book that I wrote about Ashur the Assyrian, a man who is probably on the scenes right now. It will open up to you and I a lot of understanding for current events. I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you.
This was only one session of many. Be sure to continue watching the Prophecy Project series. If you would like to read more information on this subject, you can find Alan's books on Amazon.com.